Hey everyone, it's Izzy here. It looks kind of dark on my camera. I don't know if it actually is because it's not dark at all in here. It's actually really bright, but it's my first reading vlog. I don't know if I'm going to be doing these every week, but I do want to kind of start them because I do really enjoy watching these videos on YouTube. So first I'm just going to show y'all like my currently reading and my TBR for this week. So first and foremost, I am reading A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin, and I should finish this book on Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday, who knows. I read 3 chapters a day, and I am currently on page 1011. So this book I should finish this week. If I don't, I'll be really disappointed in myself. And then our next one is Star Wars The Old Republic Raven. I started this book last night and I wanted to get halfway through, but that just didn't happen. I am on page 53, chapter 5. It is put into 2 parts, so I wanted to read all of part 1. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is getting to finish part 1 of this book, which is on page 169, I think. But yesterday was just like crazy, so I didn't get to read. So then my books that I'm going to read this week that I haven't started yet, because I'm going to read after Raven, I'm going to read The Summer of Blood, England's First Revolution by Dan Jones. And this is a nonfiction, I think, and it is about the, I don't know what it's about, but it sounded interesting, and I love this time in England, or in history. Not just English history. And then I have a graphic novel, which is Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi, and this is book 1 in the Force Storm little series in the Star Wars saga. And then I have a package for the more modern or contemporary book that I'll be reading, and it's going to be whichever the first one is. So this is a package from Barnes & Noble, and today I am going to be buying a lot of books, so I'm going to Barnes & Noble later, but just at the first of the month is when I buy all my books for the month, and yeah, so, and I don't buy any other time. So they sent me all these Shutterfly, Geico, HelloFresh. Oh, that's pretty mad. So here, this isn't what I'm going to be reading next because this is a historical fiction that I'll be doing the audiobook for, but it is The Nightingale by Christian Hannah, and this is set in, I think, Paris, or at least France, because it has the Eiffel Tower on it, during World War II, and just like basically what, yeah, it's in France. What 2 sisters, it's more of a woman's point of view, from what I've heard, at World War II. So that should be very interesting. Then this will be the next one. This will be the book I read this week, is I Am Watching You by Teresa Driscoll. So there's this girl that's missing, and there's a tormented witness, a web of lies, and someone is watching. So there's our main character, I'm assuming Ella, who is hearing these girls and guys flirting, and obviously you don't really think anything of that when you hear that on the train on the commute. And yeah, so the guys, I'm assuming, are the ones who are fresh out of prison, so that really hypes up her thinking that's kind of weird. And the next day, one of the girls has disappeared. So I don't know, yeah, so I guess the main character feels really guilty about this. And yeah, and somebody is sending her threatening letters and all. I kind of have an idea of what I think, who's sending the letters and all, but I'm not going to say. And then our last one in this package is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. So basically this is, I think it's a reporter, is on this little cruise, like a short cruise, and there's only like 20 people or something on this ship, and the woman in cabin 10 gets killed, and they don't know who did it, and all that. So there's that one. So that's all my Barnes & Noble package. And then I have 2 from Amazon. This is another book I got. This is a historical fiction, and I think the cover is really beautiful, but it is in England in the 1920s, and there's this old house, and then this girl finally finds it, but it seems abandoned, but these people come and live in it in the summer or whenever, and then and there's all these parties there and all that. Great Gatsby vibes, obviously, but I love this cover. It's by Laura Wood. I didn't say that, but that's one of the ones that I got. Oh my gosh, when I threw that, my cat went running. And then Fist in the Marvel Universe. So I never really read superhero graphic novels. It's only like Star Wars that I read, so, and Game of Thrones. So it should be interesting. I'm putting my toes into Marvel. See how I like it. This is by Brinson, Perkins, and Troy. I don't know who's the writer, who's the illustrator, but I'm interested. Finn Jones plays Iron Fist on the Netflix series, and I really love Finn Jones, so I was like, before I watch the series, I think I should read a little bit of it, because it's something I used to be good on reading things before I watch them, and then just recently I haven't been doing that, and I need to. And then in that package, I got nail file and clippers, because I always lose these. But right now I am going to change clothes, film my September wrap-up. I was like, what month? And this is October. It's October right now. It's October 1st, 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm gonna get dressed and film later today. As I said, I will be going to Barnes & Noble. Hey everyone, so I just read about 5 chapters of Raven and the Star Wars series that I'm reading. So this game, or not this game, this book is based off a video game. I feel like my camera is being kind of laggy, I'm not sure. But I do not play this video game. I've never played it, but and I don't plan on it. But just so y'all know before I start talking about the book. Okay, so I am on page 102. I have Goodreads up on the computer, and that is 35.29% of the way through. And as I said, I plan on getting halfway through the book today and finishing it tomorrow. So I'm gonna update y'all like every 3 chapters, somewhere in that ballpark. But this book, basically there's 2 kind of stories going on. We have the Sith Dark Lords as one story. This guy, Scourge, I don't know how to say his name. He is a Sith, and he is supposed to be a bodyguard for the Sith Lord, who is a female, but in the Sith Empire, Lord is a unisex term. So he has been hired to be a bodyguard for her, and they're trying to find out who is behind her assassinations. And then our other story is with the Raven, who is a Jedi, and but before he was a Jedi, there's a prologue in the book. He did go through some stuff with the dark side and all, and so the Jedi Council erased his memory, but he is having nightmares or visions, he doesn't know, of all these things from the past, and he's trying to figure out what these visions mean. How can I stop them from coming true and all that? So this book reminds me kind of Attack of the Clones, and I guess with the visions, Revenge of the Sith. It reminds me of that. And those aren't my favorite Star Wars movies, but I have enjoyed this book so far, and we're seeing some of the Mandalorians, and I'm curious about them. They remind me of the wildlings in Game of Thrones, or like Viking people. I don't know, but I like them, and I wonder if there's a book just about the Mandalorians. I'm not sure if there is. I hope there is, or I hope somebody at least writes one one day for me to read. But that, I'm gonna probably read 3 more, and then I'm gonna head to Barnes & Noble sometime. It's 4:50 p.m. Okay guys, so I'm getting the 4th Game of Thrones book, and there's like nobody on the side, but the bathrooms are right there, so awkward. So I think it's A Feast for Crows. Yeah. Right here, I get these little ones, but I read the ebooks just because these are so small, and there's a rip in this one. So right here. And this one, I think is shorter. Yeah, this one's definitely shorter than the one for swords. Swords. And you saw that earlier in the vlog, but this is the one I'm reading now. And I'm out of breath. Oh my gosh, this is a book that I really want to read because I've heard such good things about it, and as I talked about earlier, I think Russian history is very interesting. And yeah, so I'm in the sci-fi section, and then the next book I'm getting, I would consider it a contemporary, but don't know if it's in the adult section or the YA section, but I'll be checking that out. Here's another book I want to read. This one, I think would be considered a prequel. Yeah, century before the events of Game of Thrones. And we have a lot of stuff over here. But I didn't know this would be in the sci-fi section. How much is it? $28. Yeah, we're waiting for that paperback. So if they don't have the one book, I'll go on my list and find another one, and I'll let y'all know. Okay guys, I didn't see the book, and I didn't realize it was by the same one who did The Nightingale, and so I'm gonna look for a different book now on my list. Back from the mall now, and back from Chick-fil-A. So I didn't go to Hobby Lobby today because, as I said, it would just be out of the way from everything else. But I did get 2 books at Barnes & Noble. I would have filmed more, but there were a lot of screaming kids in there, and I don't think y'all would have been able to hear me. Like, I was like, oh my, it was really loud. I've never heard it that loud before, but probably because I was right next to the kids section, because that's where the YA section is, even though none of the books I got were YA. So the first one, oh my gosh, the light. I have a light, my flashlight, because the light up there, 2 bulbs are out. But I got A Feast of Crows, which is the 4th book in the Game of Thrones series. As y'all saw when I was at Barnes & Noble, this one is shorter, which I'm glad about. But as I was flipping through it, I thought some of it was kind of weird. Like, it would be like the Kraken's daughter instead of Asha Greyjoy. I think that's kind of weird, but I don't know. And then it'd just be like Jaime, Cersei, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, there's my Game of Thrones poster. But so this is the first book I got, and I went there to get this book. But then they didn't have the other book I was looking for, even though on their website they said they had it, but that was a few days ago, so somebody could have bought it. And so I had the list on my phone, and I'll do a number generator 1 to 95, and then whatever number it is, I'll go to that book on my list. And I did it several times, and they didn't have any of those books. But in the teen section, in the YA section, something that really annoys me is it's not by author, it's by like fantasy books, graphic novels, fiction, romance, and like it's not sorted by author. It's just a bunch of random genres. So I have a really hard time finding books in the YA section. I'm gonna sit y'all back down on there. I know I'm in my pajamas and all now. So the next book I got is one I've heard so much about, and this cover is different, probably because it's the paperback. And sorry for my greasy hand stains because I was just eating. But it's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And so basically this book is about a old Hollywood actress from the like what is it? I don't know, golden age in Hollywood? I'm not sure what it's called. Sorry. I don't know if it's a plane or a car, but okay. And so she's coming to like the end of her life, like she's old now, and she wants somebody to write a story, an autobiography. I didn't know if it's an article or what. A biography of her life. And so she chooses this like really unknown reporter, and so that's a shock to everybody. And it goes through basically her telling the story of her life and then the modern day of the reporter, I think. That's just what I've seen from YouTube videos, but I'm not exactly sure. But I'm gonna get back to reading Raven, and then I'm gonna play Fortnite later. Hopefully, I'm waiting to hear from some friends to see if we are gonna be getting on Fortnite. And then I'm gonna take a bath at 9:30. Last week I didn't have water because a water main broke because we had the Hurricane Florence. And now I have water and I'm like, I can take baths again. I'm so happy. Hey everybody, it is the next day. It is Tuesday now, October the 2nd. So I want to give an update of where I am and the books that I am reading. So for Game of Thrones, I always read it late at night. I start reading it at midnight and then finish up around 3 a.m. because this is what I do because I'm always up that late because insomnia. But so I read 30 chapters a day, and last night I fell asleep at midnight. And yeah, so I always fall asleep during Jon's chapters. I feel like Jon and Daenerys have the longest chapters. I don't know how true that is, if they actually do, but I fell asleep. But it's 4 o'clock now. I finished up what I wanted to read today. So I read Jon, Arya, and no, was it? Did I read I know I read Arya. Jon, Arya, and Sam. And yeah, there's not much I can say because this is a 3rd book in the series, so I don't want to give too much away. Then in Raven, I got to the point I wanted to get to last night. I'm over the halfway point, but I wanted to stop at part 2. And since I had to read 2 chapters of that book today, I don't know if I'll be able to read as much of Raven as I wanted to today because today only has so many hours. So this, I'm on page 169. Oh yeah, and in Game of Thrones I am on page 1053. So in Raven I'm on 169, and it's 120 pages to read today, which I think I could do it, which is math. 29 minus 17, is that 12 chapters? Like, I can do it. Like, I'm gonna make myself do it, but I need to read those. And then what else I'm gonna do today? I'm probably gonna get Buffalo Wild Wings because I go to like a sit-down restaurant once a week, and that's the one that's on my list because I have a schedule. I know I'm having chicken 2 days in a row. Actually 3 days because I had a rotisserie chicken on Sunday. But then tomorrow and Thursday I'm gonna be cooking. So I'm gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings, take a shower at 9:30 because this hair is a mess. That's why it's pulled back. So those are my plans for today. Nothing crazy. I don't think I'm gonna go to any stores or anything. I don't really need to. Like, I still need to go to Hobby Lobby, but that can wait. So I'll update y'all sometime today. It is October 3rd now. I just filmed a video that y'all would have already seen, but of the Funko Pops I want from New York City Comic Con. And my hair, I don't like it how it's like that today, and then it looks crazy and I don't like it. I'm gonna have to do something later about it, but I don't really have plans to go anywhere today. And I think my dog's about to start barking because there's a guy cutting the grass across the street. But I want to show y'all, tell y'all about where I am in my books. So we're gonna start with Game of Thrones. I have 2 chapters and then the epilogue left of this book. I will be finishing it tonight. We have Jon, I don't know, should I say who it finishes with? I don't know, that's a spoiler, but Jon, Sansa, and then the epilogue. And I don't think any of the other books had an epilogue. So I'm kind of curious, and it's like a good 20-page epilogue, I think. I don't know what to expect, and this is the longest book I've ever read, and I can't believe it only took me like 25 days maybe to read, but I'm gonna be finishing this book up tonight, and then I don't know when I'm gonna start the next book, but y'all will know. And then with Raven, once again, I didn't finish it because I forgot about the wild card game, and then we have another wild card game tonight, but this is there's only like maybe 3 chapters left, and then this book has an epilogue as well. So I am gonna finish this book today because I do have a lot more time than I did yesterday, but I do have I have to edit a video, which I have all day and all night to do that. I have the Yankees A's game, and then I want to watch one of the hockey games tonight. There's the Caps and Bruins, and then there's the Ducks and the Sharks. So I'm probably gonna watch the Ducks and Sharks just because that comes on later, and I am gonna be watching the Yankees game, and that is in New York, so it's East Coast time. So I'm gonna watch that probably, and then go and watch the hockey game, but I'm not 100% sure if I am. I'm gonna cook food for me tonight and not go out to eat. I'm probably gonna make shrimp because that will take less plates and all. Because the one chore that I will not do is wash dishes, because we don't have a dishwasher, and so you have to use the sink, and it grosses me out so much. So that is the one thing I will not do. I will do anything else. I will clean anything else, but I will not wash dishes. Like obviously when I'm living on my own, I will, but I'll have a dishwasher because I'm like, my apartment has to have a dishwasher. It has to, because I've been living without a dishwasher for probably a good 10 years, and I do wash dishes occasionally, but it grosses me out and I hate it. So there's that rant. So I'm probably just gonna make shrimp tonight because, as I said, it's not as messy as if I made pasta or something. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing today. Well, today didn't go as planned, and there was a shooting in my neighborhood. I don't know how much I should say, but there were at least over 100 cop cars. I'm not exaggerating on that. SWAT team and everything. I was sitting at my desk reading, and I live near a fire station, so I heard sirens and I was just like, the fire station. And I look out my window and I see a deputy car go by, and I'm like, okay, it's just a deputy. So I do text my dad, and I'm like, there's like 10 cop cars, because like later more kept coming, and he was like, I'm coming home right now, there's like 15 coming by me. And then so they won't let anybody in my family into the neighborhood, they won't let anybody in, so I am stuck home alone, and I'm scared, obviously. Like they have the suspects caught, but it's still like I'm home alone and all that happened. They wouldn't let my family, which I understand why, but it's been 4 hours, and a cop said it could be several more hours, and I'm scared, I'm alone, and I don't know what to do. So I didn't get any more reading done. I don't even want to watch the Yankees game anymore because I'm just, yeah, I'm a wreck. Because I'm sad, and obviously the Yankees are my family's team, so I would want to watch it with them, but I can't. And I had to be upstairs for several hours because they didn't have the suspects, and it was like 80, almost 90 degrees up there. I sweat through my shirt and everything, and I am just really stressed out, mainly just because I'm alone. And obviously prayers to the police officers who died and got injured, but it's scary because I'm the second person out of my friend group who has been in a shooting, and it's really, really scary. And yeah, I didn't know what to do, really. Like, I was hiding in my room because I didn't know what was happening at first. It was literally like tons of cop cars, a SWAT team army vehicle thing, ambulances, fire trucks, helicopters. and I didn't know what was happening, and it's really scary not knowing. And then once you find out, like, they couldn't catch these suspects, there were multiple, they couldn't, like, when they were out still, it's really scary because you're like, this isn't my neighborhood. There, I know people who live here. I'm here all by myself without my family. Are my family gonna be okay? Because they like barricaded the volleyball game at the local high school and all that, and it's really scary. And this is probably the biggest thing that's ever happened in my city. Yeah, it's very scary. It's on like the national news, and my city is trending like number 19 on Twitter worldwide, and it's just crazy, and I don't know what to think, what to do, because again, I am alone, and yeah, I'm just really scared. I was showing my phone, my dad was texting me, because I'm like, I don't want to be alone, because that is a lot to happen, and I've never been that scared in my life. My anxiety was just sky high. I was shaking, so I've never shaken that bad in my life, because I only shake when I'm nervous or excited, and it's never been like that, and I couldn't describe the feeling. It's just scary.